Hey guys, it's Blue here, and I'm really excited because I'm here to give you guys our next special release. So again, we postponed some of our waves. Don't worry, they're still coming for some special releases we've been trying to get out for a while. Um, you know, if you haven't already seen it, we just did decks based off Dark Side of Dimensions. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great games, a lot of new cards. Um, this next release actually is, of course, from a much older time. Something that we had an idea for to do the end of last year, but the tournament took up so much time, it got pushed back, and now what we have is a full release from Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Pyramid of Light, the very first Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie that debuted in 2004. And I really want to touch on that very quickly, because if you were really into Yu-Gi-Oh then it was the greatest thing ever because it was Yu-Gi-Oh in movie theaters. They gave out cards with the movie. There was a small pack that came out, just like the one for Dark Side Dimensions. I mean, it came out in 2004, so I was like, what, 12 then ish? Like, it was just the most mind blowing thing. If you were anything into Yu-Gi-Oh, it was just like so cool. And to be honest, I really enjoyed the movie. I mean, more so when I was young. It's funny though, if you actually go on Rotten Tomatoes, it has like 5% on tomato meter and 46% on the audience score. Like I have that in front of me right now. Um, and the reviews are funny because a lot of people who are like, you have to be interested in Yu-Gi-Oh to really like this. Well, that was the point of the movie. This was not a movie for like the mass audiences, like, live action cinemas. This was really meant like, so for anyone who's into Yu-Gi-Oh, it was like an hour and a half long episode. The plot was simple, the dialogue was simple. It wasn't meant to be some, complex, convoluted, deep, mysterious story. It was really an hour and a half long episode, on a giant theater screen. And for the target audience, which was Yu-Gi-Oh players, I think it lived up to that. If you like Yu-Gi-Oh and didn't like the movie, that's different. But it's just funny the amount of people who commented saying, this is really isn't for me. I don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh, so I don't get it. Like, well, yeah. A couple people make references to needing translators, so I guess good for you. Anyone who plays Yu-Gi-Oh understands the rules. You're also fluent in a second language too of card game nerdiness. Um, but I just want to say it was something that was so cool for the time. Um, yes, Delta and I actually still have it on DVD. Um, and we watched it while we were making these decks for nostalgic reasons. Um, it's still fun. It's still cool. It's something that just really on a very simple level. It's enjoyable. So we really wanted to build the decks in the movie, and what started out as Yugi and Kaiba did eventually expand um, through changes, and I'll touch more on those in the deck profiles as we do those. But for starters, so obviously you're gonna have, Yugi and Kaiba, um, both having new monsters um, that are based off their, traditional um, signature monsters. So Blue Eye Shining, Sorcerer Dark Magic. If you haven't seen the original movie, by the way, um, try to see it. It's kind of fun. It's cool. Um, if not, and you don't care, follow along with this because there's a lot of cool cards that came out with this. So there's these two. Then of course, especially after Duel's Kingdom, the way we built the deck there for him, this is the return of Pegasus. So this will now be our second Pegasus deck because we had one that was for general formats, and then we had one for just Duel's Kingdom. So now we have a Pegasus deck that spans Duel's Kingdom format and normal format. And the last character, if you probably couldn't figure, or maybe you're not sure, this one is Anubis. Um, we'll go through this a lot in the deck profile, but this is actually the first deck that we're gonna call Anubis themed or Anubis inspired. Anubis, I mean, technically Anubis didn't have a deck. He didn't really play cards. He really just made some monsters appear to fight Yugi. So, of all the characters we've ever built, Anubis played the fewest cards. It's like 5. So, whereas Yugi, Kaiba, and Pegasus, their deck lists were published with the novelization of the film, which is what we used to build the deck. So there's nothing really creative in these. If you could find that list, you can find how we built ours. The Anubis deck has a lot of creativity in there because we had to really pull from stuff we saw in the movie that we kind of felt backed him up. But it's really hard to say that that's actually a Anubis deck. We really are much more comfortable saying Anubis themed, Anubis inspired, because it just has a few of his own cards. Of course, the Sphinxes are in there, Pyramid of Light. But anyway, so we will be doing duels with these decks. They're going to be, a lot of fun. These decks have been stuff that we've been eyeing for a while. Again, they feature a fair amount of cool monsters, new monsters or new for the time. So Pegasus deck is full of all the newer tunes, barring anything after the end of the first series. So, stay tuned. We're about to get to our first duel at the end of this intro clip. And then it's going to alternate, like always. We're going to go from a duel to a deck profile, from a duel to a deck profile, and so on and so forth till we're done with this. And then we have still a couple more things to come before we get back to those big deck waves. So stay tuned for this duel.
Alright guys, so we'll see Kaiba versus Pegasus. See what happens here. I'll be playing Pegasus's deck. We'll see if, how things turn out. Same, different results than the movie. Alright. Looks like you'll get to start us off.
Draw 5, draw 6. Well, I'll set a monster and end my turn.
I'll draw. This is quite the interesting hand. I'll activate Toon Table of Contents. I was really thinking about Gemini Elf, but I guess I'd rather have the blocky 2300 attack. Alright. Then I will just set, and I will end with that. Yeah. So by the way, the two monsters can be a little confusing. There's the earlier ones, like Toon Summon Skull, Toon Blue Eyes, which need Toon on the field, and then there's these that don't. But if Toon Roll's on the field, they can attack your opponent directly.
I'll end.
A couple different things. And if Toon Roll on the field is destroyed, they're still destroyed. It actually is a little confusing. Try to clear up as much as we can, guys. Jar of Greed. By the way, guys, also we have started a Patreon. This is something that we really want to do. It's a really cool way of giving you guys some exclusive content, like duels. We'll poll you guys. We'll give you things before other people see them on the YouTube.
Gag reels.
Yeah, gag reels, those kinds of things. And then basically you just patronize us, and it's a very low cost. It's $1 a month. It's the lowest that we can possibly do. It's less than 1 cup of coffee per month, or less than 1 candy bar per month. But you guys get to help us make more decks and make decks faster. And then in exchange, you guys get a slew of content. So the link will be in the description. It's really worth checking out, and this is what helps us keep the channel up and running and making decks. So give it a look, guys. I will activate Toon World by paying 1,000 life points. Then I'm going to activate Cost Down by discarding Relinquished, dropping Toon Summon Skull to level 4. Alright. Now, it cannot attack the turn summoned. The Goblin Attack Force can attack this turn. It could theoretically attack directly. I will set a card and activate Card of Sanctity. So sadly, I'm only giving you 1 card. By the way, guys, we've used Cards of the Erratas. If you're just joining the channel for the first time, which some of you may be, you can check out all erratas in our errata document.
Link in the description.
Then I will summon Toon Gemini Elf, which also can attack this turn. Man, if you destroy Toon World, I'll have Goblin attack for a second face down. And it switches. Oh, geez. The Pedon train starts. It switches to defense mode.
Choo choo.
And I think that'll be it for my turn.
I'm going to summon Lord of Dragons in attack position.
Why the hell is this not good for me?
I've had to be the Flute of Summoning Dragon.
Oh, this is very not good for me.
To summon Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Sure. Jeez.
Now I'll play Enemy Controller.
Jeez, Tributing Pedon.
Tributing Pedon
Yeah.
to take Toon Summon Skull.
Oh.
Then I'll activate Pedon's effect.
Sure. God, we're really trying to bring the smack down.
Lord of Dragons attack Toon Goblin attack force.
Sure.
Toon Summon Skull will attack Toon Gemini Elf.
Sure. I'll eat 600. You need to pay 500 to attack 2.
Yep.
So I'll deduct that. Sorry, takes a couple minutes. Not really. And then 3,000.
And Blue Eyes will attack directly.
Sure. There we go. This game definitely got interesting.
One last trick before I end my turn. I'm going to equip Toon Summon Skull with Megamorph. Since my life points are higher, its attack is cut in half. I end my
Sure.
turn,
Goes back to me.
and your weakened Summon Skull now returns to you.
1250. Enough to get over Lord of Dragons.
Yeah.
I will draw. I know it's not very helpful. You can activate Toon Table of Contents. Let's go digging. I will grab Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. Add it to my hand. Let's have Toon Summon Skull pay 500 attack Lord of D. You'll take a whopping 50.
Mm-hmm. So close to losing.
Then main phase 2, I will activate Premature Burial, paying 800. Everybody's trying to see where this can go. Summon Toon Gemini Elf. Don't think it really matters. So obviously I'm going to trigger them both. Summon Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. And then I will equip Blue Eyes Toon Dragon with Shine Palace. And that'll be it for me.
I'll activate Pot of Greed.
Sure. I hope you don't draw an answer to Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. Because I'm putting my hopes and faiths in this little guy. This little cute version of Blue Eyes. What a little cutie.
I'll switch Blue Eyes to defense position
Sure.
and set 2 cards face down and end my turn.
Let's draw. Alright, I guess I'll pay 500 to have Blue Eyes Toon attack Blue Eyes White Dragon.
When your Blue Eyes attacks, I'll activate Ring of Destruction, targeting your Blue Eyes Toon Dragon.
Well, there goes my hopes and dreams. I was afraid you'd get Ring of Destruction. We'll drop me by 3,700. We'll drop you by 3,700. Not like it really matters, guys. That is the game. But, yeah, I mean, interesting. Hey, I got you below the 4,000 mark. Oh, look at that, guys. I feel so accomplished. Yeah, I tried to bring you the tunes. Hey, I even got Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, but it just was not enough. That's how it happens sometimes.
Even with that Shine Palace.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, So now there's nothing you do against Ring of Destruction. I was hoping to have a chance to fight back over your blue eyes. I actually, funny enough, this turn just drew Solemn Judgment, which is one of the only card in this deck that can stop Ring of Destruction. But guys, Kaiba's deck pulled off that victory.
So now we got through our first duel. Next video up will be the Pegasus deck profile. And then after that, more duels, more deck profiles, as you'll see will unfold. But so stay tuned for that next video, and then we'll return to duels.
Thank you guys. Why Joe Anime Games out.